don't show them what you're going to become. Show them what you are. Show them something now.
Get comfortable with ambiguity. Get comfortable with, where are we directionally sound? That's good enough.
There was no such thing as a Spotify model. There was like a PDF that was written up and shared, and it had some good stuff.
If you want to work like for Spotify, you want to implement the model, then go work for Spotify.
The reason they don't understand is because you're a shitty leader and you haven't done a good job of making sure they understand all the things that they need to do to be successful at their job.
Let's kick the tires and light the fires and let's go, my man. Entry music. Dun, 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 dun. It's the Bob and Josh show. Ready to go, son? Skippy?
Bob, yeah. I'm going to have to ask you to stop calling me son.
Why does that just sticks in your craw? You're like...
It does. Well, it fits with this episode, right? Because this episode is all about things you should stop doing.
All right, so stop calling you son.
Which I know won't happen. Like, I say those words, but I know it only ignites the fire within you to use that
you do
more
know
often.
Me, you know. No, yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm a little more complex than that. I'll try. I will. I'll mentally take a note, but then there's this little devil. So I have these two little characters, right? And the devil gets the best of me. It really does.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a real example of what we're going to be talking about is you're going to be in those situations and you might know you should be doing something. We're going to tell you should stop doing something, but there's going to be this thing that's telling you like, oh man, it's a lot easier if I just do this. If I just take this cheap shot at Josh, man, it's going to be satisfying. And I'm going to see him make that face. He's going to get angry and I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to love it. But maybe you shouldn't.
Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should give Josh a hug because he's so fragile. Yeah.
Very fragile. Okay. So Bob and I have done the thing we've been doing lately, and we have lists. We have approximately 5 items each. I use the word approximately because somebody wasn't able to get 5, this guy, but that's okay. I have 4. Bob, of course, over prepared and has 6, but we're going to go through our 10 things you as a leader need to stop doing. So Bob, since you have more than I would like you to kick it off.
Okay. I'm looking at where I want to start. I don't think I have them in priority order, and that's not important. I'm going to say stop reorging. Stop. So leaders and our target audience is leaders at whatever level in the organization, manager up to C-level. Stop trying to solve your problems with continuous reorging. That's an anti-pattern I've seen for at least the last 20 years, probably longer than that, Josh. And as an employee, there's all these jokes that go around. Oh, 6 months have gone by and we haven't reorged yet, or 3 months have gone by. Oh my God, there's a reorg coming. And then it leaks out. So like people know it's coming. So sometimes it's better that you surprise them.
That does happen.
Because it's like, they know it's coming, but then since leaders muck around trying to create the perfect org, it takes them 2 months to roll or to get it. And then they roll it. There's this term called rolling it out. Mm-hmm. I got to roll out the reorg. It's like roll out. I don't know. So stop reorging and just stop, right? It's like, talk to people. It's not going to fix anything. So ask yourself, did the last 10 reorgs solve the problems you were trying to solve? And I can almost guarantee, be honest, please be honest. Don't play with me, but be honest with yourself. And I bet they didn't. Because you wouldn't be, if they did, you wouldn't be thinking about a damn another reorg. So stop reorging.
Agreed. I'm going to pile on with the second one that was actually my last one because mine are in priority order. So I get a little.
You get a check. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I got a nice gold star for that. One of the things that I see happening too often is you have to stop being a copycat.
Oh.
And this is something where, again, I think it is a major cause of the reorgs because when you're a copycat, what I challenge people to do in a situation like that they're not doing is they are not engaging their brain. They are seeing something that worked for somebody else and said, oh, just like Bob said, I bet that'll solve the problem that we've had forever. Let me just copy. Let me do what they've done. They've done all the hard work. So let me just copy that, put it in place, which leads to reorgs and things like that. So stop doing that. What worked for them isn't going to work for you. That doesn't mean none of it will work. All of it won't work, but parts of it will work. So engage your brain, talk to them, reach out, study, understand, figure out what parts are appropriate for the challenges that you have, and begin implementing those, trying them out, experimenting, heaven forbid. Try some things and see what works, what doesn't. But to me, that's the biggest issue is that people, and we've talked about this a lot in a lot of different ways, people are looking for the silver bullet where, oh, this is the one answer that's going to solve all of our problems. And somebody has solved it for us and we're good. We don't even have to think about it. We just put it in place and poof, everything's happy. No, doesn't work, never works. Engage your brain, figure out why it worked, what worked, and then experiment and try things with your organization and tweak it to fit you. So, this is something that I had been accused of. And then there were other people that actually ended up copying us way, way, way back in the day with Spotify. So, there were various parts of Spotify that I really liked. And I began to espouse about the wonders of the Spotify model. Reality is there was no such thing as a Spotify model. There was like a PDF that was written up and shared, and it had some good stuff. So we pulled the bits and pieces that worked for us, but then it began to proliferate. And I saw all these places everywhere doing all these things with chapters and guilds and everything that went into that. And like, okay, do you really know what you're doing? Do you really understand what's happening? So that is a classic example of the copycat realm that I think, thank heavens, is over, but there's still some copycatting that is happening. I think Safe is a major player in the copycat space.
I think agile people. I mean, if you take it up to a meta view,
Mm,
I think agile in general is a copycat play, right? People
yeah,
we're adopting agile without understanding the details and the why underneath it, etc. So I'm all aboard, Josh, and it's been around. That pattern's been around before. Spot years ago,
yeah,
people tried to look like Microsoft when Microsoft was in its heyday. People were emulating Microsoft or emulating Google or emulating YouTube. You know, just anyone who's successful, and you try to grab their secret sauce and then you try to replicate it. It's a lazy person.
yeah,
It's a lazy person's game, right?
yep.
And you know what? It doesn't make sense. It's because it's their model. It works for them. Why would you think that it would work for you? If you want to work like for Spotify, you want to implement the model, then go work for Spotify,
Yeah.
right? Don't try to bring it in your house. Excellent start, my man. Excellent start.
Thank
My
you.
second one, I'm trying to pick. Um, I'm going to say one. This is more social. Is stop ageism,
Mm,
and I think there's age biases that's going on, and it's in both directions. I think as folks, I experience age bias because I'm a little older, so
I never noticed.
it's the boyish good looks is
It
what
is.
fools
Yes.
people.
Yes.
But it's also ageism with young folks. You're hiring, sort of, folks. Maybe they don't even have, they don't go to college. They're out of high school or whatever. They go to a community college, and you hire them. And I see folks like ignoring them, bright ideas, and they ignore them, or the
Hmm.
old codger developers and technology teams. The old codgers or the middle codgers are deciding everything because they have some experience, and then they'll get biased, or folks younger than them will ignore them. Oh, they're old codgers. So I'm not saying it in one direction or the other. I'm saying it in general as leaders. Suck the good ideas out of anyone, no matter what their age is. Suck the innovation out of everyone, no matter what their age is. Respect everyone's opinion and what they say, no matter what their age is. Hire someone. Hire someone to join your team, no matter what their age is, as long as they're coherent. Which clearly, I'm not a good role model, perhaps, for this, but as long as they're contributing, and I'm not saying this because I'm older, Josh. I'm saying it because I think we need to be operating on all cylinders today. I mean, with VUCA, with
Mhm.
all of the uncertainty, with all of the technology change, with AI coming in, we don't want to be running an engine, an 8-cylinder engine on 3 cylinders. We want to be inclusive, as inclusive as we can be. So
Agreed.
that's my stop this ageist behavior, and I think leaders can adopt that. And it's not, you're not going to get sued. I'm not talking about sued behavior. I'm talking about subtle stuff where you just disregard people or whatever, or you just, if you look, and what I'd say, one action, Metacasters, is do a an age analysis of your organization, of your team, or your teams, or your division, or whatever, and look at it and say, you know what, am I skewed? Do I need to be doing some work in some direction or the other?
Yeah. So there's a couple things. We're, this is one of those things. Bob and I are in sync. So I want to talk about things that I catch myself doing, and then I want to give leaders some tips and tricks on how they can help eliminate the ageism within their organization. I catch myself because I'm the old guy now, and I preface it with like, "Oh, I'm the old guy in the room." What? I didn't need to say that.
Yeah.
Why am I saying that? Like, it's just dumb. So I am doing that as the older guy that's in the organization now. So you might be doing it yourself, or I see a lot of younger folks that just disqualify some of the statements that they are about to make. They like pre-render, like, oh well, I'm new, so blah blah blah. Like, stop doing that.
Hold
Now,
it,
as a
hold it,
leader,
Metacasters. Listen to that and write it down, for goodness sake. So as Josh just gave, I do it to two. He just gave us a pearl. So let's take some action on it. Go ahead, Josh.
and leaders, be on the lookout for this, not only with yourself, but with your team. And when somebody prefaces something with based on their experience, their age, or something, stop them right there. Do it publicly. Make sure that hey, it doesn't matter. You are a key member of this team. What you say has great value. We're going to listen. So, number one, let's stop devaluing stuff before we even say it. So that's a coaching point that you can give, and we all do it. Like I just talked about this. There's times I catch myself doing like, "Oh, you dummy! Why did you do that?" And Bob does it. And there's times where I give Bob a hard time
Yep.
about doing it. So as a leader, this is a cultural thing that you have to change. So there are steps you can do. I guarantee if you just pay attention in all of your meetings throughout the next couple of weeks, you are going to find people doing this. And they don't know they're doing that. They're not trying to
Yep.
do it. They aren't trying to devalue themselves, but the culture has. So now you need to fix the culture. So the one that I have that fits in with this is stop hiring drones. So there's like the Silicon Valley, like bro culture. In fact, there's a book I have somewhere, I think it's called Brotopia, that talks about that whole thing where a company hires the exact same person. This is something that when I first started to hire, I actually did this. I didn't know it. Because it's what I knew, it's what I was comfortable with. So I hired that, and then I realized this is a freaking disaster. Like we can't, get our way out of a paper bag. So hire for diversity. All of the things that Bob said, that diversity brings new, different, powerful ideas and thoughts and answers. But if you don't intentionally hire for that, you're going to put yourself in a corner and you're going to realize we're stuck. We can't get out of here because we all think the same. So if we don't have a problem that we've never seen before, we could be in
Yep.
trouble. So hire with diversity intentionally in all of the ways, from experience, age, cultures, education, industries, all of that. The best teams that I've ever been a part of have been incredibly diverse in all of the ways. So I've learned the value of that because I made some mistakes early on, but then I learned, hey, let me try and do this differently. And over again, every time I've hired with the intention of being diverse and creating that diverse mindset, that hive mind, that wins. All right, Bob, back to you.
I'm going to say, I'm trying to think of which one. Stop ignoring your team's views and thinking that you know more than your team. So stop, and this is an anti pattern. It gets worse. So stop acting like you're listening, but you're really not listening. You're actually planning in your head. Oh, I know. I just proposed something to hear words to fake the team into believing that I'm listening to them when I'm going to shove a solution down their throat in one way or the other. Stop that. Uh, so start realizing that you don't know shit, right? So the mindset is I don't know shit. Oh, who does? Oh, pat myself in the back. I've hired some fantastic people. Go ask them. But then you have to do something magical, like turn your brain off and listen. Listen to what they're saying. Help them to listen to each other. It's this diversity play. Help them to be inclusive. Help them to converge on some solutions, and then take that. You can play a little bit in that space, but stop ignoring. I think leaders largely, at the end of the day, ignore what their teams are saying, and I want you to flip that. 90% of the time, listen to your team.
I agree. I agree that the parallel I have to that, this is oddly weird. I shouldn't be surprised that we end up in this realm, but the words I have is stop playing this, oh, they can't handle it card of they couldn't possibly understand. Well, you know what? The reason they don't understand is because you're a shitty leader and you haven't done a good job of making sure they understand all the things that they need to do to be successful at their job. The number of times I've been in places where I said, "Oh, they can't handle it. Oh, this is too much." No, it's not. You know what is too much? It's apparently too much for your ability to educate your team on what they need to know. So that's the piece that can't handle it is you haven't figured out a way to effectively educate your team. Because guess what? When you educate a powerful team, they're going to just destroy everything in their path. And if you are thinking at any point in your leadership career that, oh, my team can't handle it, hit the stop button, look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, I screwed up. I've not effectively shared, educated, enabled the team that I have. So that's on me. That's not on
Yep.
them. It's on me. So what do I need to change to make that happen? You don't need to change the team. You don't need to change it. You don't need to hide stuff from them, pretend they can't handle it. They can handle it. You need to figure out how to inform them correctly, make sure they have all the tools they need. And listen, I'm getting emotional, all of that. I accept that it's hard, but that's the job.
Yep.
That's your job as a leader, is to ensure they are empowered with the information they need to succeed at their job. And if that isn't happening, that's on you. That's not on them.
Amen, brother. Yeah. Woo! Come on, give it to me. Yeah. Metacasters, you're getting Dr. Anderson. He's on fire. You're right. It is scary though, Josh, that there is a relationship. I don't know if this is going to continue in our points. Uh, one I have is stop worrying about or managing people working from home. There's all this COVID, pre-COVID, COVID, post-COVID, um, and I'm a collaboration guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Josh is. We've talked about this in the Metacast. I'm a pro collaboration face to face guy, but at the end of the day, as a leader, you're worrying about the wrong thing. If you're worried about, oh, they need to be in the office 22.8 hours a week or 3 days a week, or, Bobby didn't get in today, so he's got to make it up to, that's the wrong. If you're counting hours and minutes and you're counting presence and you're not counting innovation, creativity, team to member collaboration, contribution, morale, if you're not worrying about the big stuff, the vision, Josh, the mission, the vision, are we delighting our customer? You're worrying about, why don't you put like a meter to measure bathroom breaks then? If you're going to go down that rat hole, then I think we should, and send them home so that you can metrify the bathrooms, not just in the workplace, but metrify them at home. Hey, let's lean all the way in so we can look for optimization. No. So it really is. I hear everyone talking about it, and we're ratcheting it up. Oh, it's not enough. So last year it was 2 days in office. Now it's 3 days in office, or 3.5 days. or something like that. That, you know what that is? That's micromanagement behavior to me. You If I can't see them, I don't trust them and I can't control them. That's not driving business results. I would argue that's contrary to the exact thing that you're trying to do.
Yeah. What's the saying? What gets measured is what gets done. So if that's what you're measuring, you're signaling to the organization, this is the thing that we really care about, not the innovation, not delivering on our mission, but the counting of things and the counting of your presence. So that's where people are going to focus. That's where the energy is going to go, as opposed to creating innovative solutions that just crush everybody else in your market. All of your competitors, guess what? They're going to lap you because they're not measuring things that don't
Yep.
matter. They are measuring the things that do matter to their customers, to themselves, to the innovation that needs to happen. So you're going to get lapped if you're doing that. So if you want that to happen, keep on measuring those silly things.
Josh, maybe we could innovate and have like bathroom, you know, like visit metrics or something, like devices or
Yeah,
something.
we can. Yeah, we can build some stuff. We can get some
Some hardware.
uh,
That'd be some hardware and software.
low energy Bluetooth beacons to measure, where
Beacons.
everybody is.
Yeah,
And yeah, we can do
exactly.
that. Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Okay. So my last one, since I only had four, sad face, is stop with the CYA mentality.
Oh, yeah.
So what that creates is that creates a my first response to a situation is, how do I protect myself? Now, I'm not saying you don't protect yourself, but having that being the predominant thought, the predominant reaction, as opposed to, how do I, this is for Star Trek people out there, how do I boldly go where others have never been? How do we lead the industry? How do we lead the market? And if you're always working from, oh, my first instinct is, how do I cover my ass and make sure that I'm protected, that I'm safe, you're not going to go out and do the things that are going to transform the industry, the market, your company, your team, your life. Those things aren't going to happen if you're not willing to boldly go and take that first step. So that is where I see so many people, and we can play this back to, if you go back to the silver bullet and being the copycat, that's a CYA mode.
Yep.
That's not being bold and saying, okay, I understand that that works there, but that's not us. But we're going to pull some bits and pieces and we're going to put it in place. That takes boldness. That takes a willingness to put yourself out there and say, we're going to try something new. We're going to try something different. Yes, that worked for them. It might not work for us, and here's why, but we're going to figure it out. You can still insulate and you can still protect yourselves by innovating, iterating, experimenting, doing all those things. You can still be bold and still be safe, but be bold. Otherwise, you're going to look back in a handful of years and realize you haven't become the company, the team, the organization, the product that you aspired to be because you were afraid to take that first step. You have to take that first step.
I'm going to double down a little, Josh, and say you soft pedaled it with this protect yourself, and like it's sort of okay. I would actually say no. So I'm going to change. I'm going to
Mm,
change the mode to say we're in. I'm a leader in the military. We're in. Hey, protect myself. CYA. And does that work as a leader? Is that leadership in that context? And I would say no, not at all. If I have that mindset, I better like get shipped back to, I don't know, picking stones up
yeah.
in something, because when I'm out there with my troops, I that's not my mindset. My mindset is boldness and courage. My mindset is going first. My mindset needs to be, right, I'm there to protect not myself, my team. Now I get the leader who gets killed has no value. I sort of get that, but the mindset is not protect yourself. Your mindset needs to be out there, needs to be bold, courageous. If a team member is struggling, you throw yourself in front of them, right? That's what you do. If a leader is dissing on your team, and then you throw yourself in front of the team, etc. You protect the team first. Now it's not about getting shot, because then part of it is self survival, but it's always team first. And that's where your teams respond. If you're always they're going to see that. And they're like, well,
Yeah.
then everyone else is going to cascade. It's going to be like one of those little cartoon scenes where everyone steps back and there's one poor person in the front, right? But everyone's going to be stepping back because you step back and then everyone else steps back with your role model. And you're like, well, shit, now I'm not, and then you got to step back. Then everyone's, so it's like everyone's going backwards. So no, wrong. I again, I'm not totally disagreeing with Josh, but
No, I like it. I love
it's
it.
the wrong mindset. Protect your team. I got one more. I'm going to try
All right, let's do it.
pick which one. One is I'll do the stop trying to stop predicting and planning everything.
Mm.
Stop. So there's this. We need a plan. We need to predict. We need a date. We need a day. I get boards. I get customers. I get quarterly releases. I get all of that. Right. That we have to have chunks of something that are valuable, and we need to be able to communicate that. But at the end of the day, if you're doing good work, and you know this in your heart, maybe you succumb to maybe those darn project managers have put something in your brain that we think we all need Gantt charts, etc. We all need ultra predictability. It's a VUCA world. Throw predictability sort of out the window, and don't focus on that. Focus on value, etc. Get comfortable with ambiguity. Get comfortable with, where are we directionally sound? That's good enough, right? Do we need to pivot? That's good enough. Sort of major course corrections, not this anal planning and predictability stuff. I still see it. People are doing, and even in the agile community, folks are still doing this with Monte Carlo simulations and stuff, and they're doing all of this analytic crap. I know I'm getting a little,
I'm right there with you.
man. And really, it's just to give answers or something. I'm like, do great freaking work. Knock the socks off of have your customers beating down your door saying you nailed it, Bob Galen, you nailed it, and we want more of that stuff. That's what the goal is, not predictability.
I'm going to make a bold statement here, and I have yet to come up with an example that proves me wrong. If you have a crappy product, you are focused on predictability and having a plan to the nth degree, and you spend all of the time trying to make that happen. This is a chicken and egg thing. The products that are great, spend less time on that. So look yourself in the mirror as a leader, product leader, leader in your development organization, whatever it might be. If you find all of your time is spent trying to build, manage, maintain plans,
Yeah.
I guarantee you're not crushing in market.
Yeah.
So you have to, as we talked about, boldly put yourself out there and say, we are focusing on the wrong thing. Just as Bob said, we need to focus on customer value. What do customers value? Customers value new stuff showing in their product that they're paying for, that they are wowed by. Sure, they like a plan. Sure, that's cool. But if you are consistently delivering value, like Bob said, where you're wowing the customer, that's not what they're worried about. That's not a worry you're going to have. You are going to have more and more customers coming to you asking for more.
Yep.
That's the problem you want, as opposed to you trying to create this vision in front of your customer base that you're going to become something. Don't show them what you're going to become. Show them what you are. Show them something now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I freaking dropped the mic, my friend. Yeah. Show them what you are. With that, we hope you enjoyed our 10. There was a 10 in there. So
Tennis
we're not dinging Josh. There's a 10ish in there. And so from beautiful downtown Cary, North Carolina,
and beautiful downtown Fuquay Arena, North
I'm
Carolina.
Bob Galen.
And I'm Josh Anderson.
Shake
And
Take
bake.
care, y'all.
All right.
Knocked it out of the park, my friend.
Yeah, that was a good one. I told you it was juicy.
Yes, it. Yeah, yes, you did. Yeah, yes, it was.